And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Genesis 1:29. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78:25. Everyday Manna with Lisa.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. Today we are going to make 3 quick and easy salads. We're going to get started with an old-fashioned cornbread salad, and I bet many of you have never had that. Then we're going to make a black bean and chicken pasta salad, and then finally we're going to have a fresh broccoli salad. But I got a little bit of a informational fact for you that I bet some of you did not know. When you go to a store, you've got green peppers, right, in the grocery store. But I want you to look at the bottoms of these green peppers. Okay? You see how, which one am I going to? Here we go. All right. You see how this one has 4 lobes and this one has 3? This is the 4 here, which I just cut out a little spot right there, but the one that has the 4 lobes at the bottom is a female green pepper, and the one that has the 3 lobes is a male green pepper, and the male green peppers are better for cooking purposes, and the female green pepper, or peppers period, but the female version of a pepper is a little bit sweeter and more mellow, a little rounder, and you can see that how this is more oblong shaped and the female's a little rounder. It's better for snacking out of hand. I wonder how many of you knew that. I thought it was an interesting little fun fact. So there's your little lesson on, actually that goes with that one, peppers for the day. And it doesn't matter if it's green or red or brown. They do have like chocolate bell peppers now, whatever it would be. Just remember that the 4 lobed bottom is a girl, and she's better for snacking. So we're going to get started on the cornbread salad. Now I have here, let me back up just a second and go over here. I have a pot of water here that I have added 1 pound of shell-shaped pasta, and I'm just letting that cook for just a minute. That's for another recipe in a minute. But I've got some cornbread here that's cold, and I'm going to crumble it up into, big crumbles. You want about 6 cups or so of cornbread crumbles. If you've got leftover cornbread, this is the perfect use for it. About 6 cups or so. Doesn't have to be corn muffins. It can be the loaf cornbread would be fine too. That spot's a little more done. Let's not use that. About 6 cups or so. And this is the basis for the cornbread. My mother loved cornbread salad. This is an old-fashioned recipe that I'm sure came from needing to use up some cornbread and not throw it away. And because you don't want to throw away food. So we've got, approximately 6 cups of cornbread crumbles there. And we're going to add some veggies to it. We're going to add our girl. We're going to add our female pepper. I'm just going to cut it in half and then cut out the little inside, the seeds and the ribs, as they call it. And remember the rule about cutting peppers when you're dicing. You want to cut from the inside out. These recipes that I'm making today are perfect make-ahead recipes because they do need to chill for 2 or 3 hours before you serve them. So this is perfect for a picnic or a potluck dinner type thing, whatever you want it for, because you do need to make it ahead and let it chill. Cut these into bite-size pieces, and I'm just going to, as I chop, add the ingredients to our bowl, our big bowl. This is a big green pepper. If you like red pepper better, you could absolutely use red pepper. It's up to you. If you don't like peppers, leave it out. You'll find with most of my recipes, if you don't like one of the ingredients, then just don't put it in there, provided it's not the main ingredient. So I'm just going to add this to my dish. Final little green pepper in here. This is a delicious, quick and easy summer salad type thing. You know, I find when the weather starts getting warm, at least for me, I really just want cooler foods, so to speak. You know what I mean? I like salads. Of course, I like salad any time. And I like soups year round. But sometimes when it gets warmer, I just want lighter weight foods. I like salads and things like that to eat. And we're just going to chop up our celery, which is one of my favorites. If you don't like celery, leave it out. Adds a crunch and flavor. We are going to add about 4 ounces or so of diced pimentos. Now, pimentos is one of those foods, that's a pepper, in case you didn't know that. It's a little bit larger than like this Roma tomato. It's its own style pepper. They can be tricky to find in the stores. They're there, but they can show up in different places. Some people put it with the tomato products. Some stores put it with like the canned beans. Some stores put it with the pastas. You just have to kind of hunt for it. These, I'm going to add 2 Roma tomatoes. Now you hear my timer going off in the background because that's for my pasta. So let's check that. See if that's done, and if so, I can turn that off. It means there's only one way, and that's taste it, and that's perfectly cooked. So we're going to skip gears here, and we're actually going to take this over to the sink behind me. Pardon me, I'm going to drain it, and I'm going to run some cold water over it. Now you want to make sure that you run some cold water over your pasta when you're making salads only, because that will cool it down and stop it from cooking, and it'll rinse off the starch so that it won't stick together. Just get it shook down, you know, kind of, and then we'll just let it set over here and cool off while we finish our cornbread salad. Now, I've got some tomatoes. I'm just going to dice these tomatoes up and add them to our beautiful little mixture here. I like Roma tomatoes because they seem a little meatier and a little bit less juicy, which for this kind of thing is good. Cut out the little core. I like to just cut them in half and then cut them into like little wedges, and then cut the little wedges into bite-sized pieces. These are delicious roasted, by the way. If you've ever never tried it, you should try it. Just cut them in half, add a little olive oil and maybe some salt and balsamic vinegar or something, toss them, and put them in a 450-degree oven, roast them for like 20 minutes. Oh, they are so, so good. And then a little bit of green onion, little scallions, about half a cup or so, 3 or 4 scallions. I don't need all these greens. I think that's plenty. And then add your little green onion. And that's it for the veggies. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt, about, I don't know, a teaspoon or so of salt, just a couple of pinches. Doesn't have to be exact. And some freshly ground pepper, because I like pepper, however much you like. And then for the dressing, it couldn't be simpler. I'm going to actually stir this up just a little bit first. Get all my ingredients mixed together. Look how pretty that is. I mean, that's just beautiful. You know, and you eat with your eyes first. I say that all the time because it's true. I'm going to add just some mayonnaise. Just a however much mayonnaise you like. And you know, this is mayonnaise that is made with some Greek yogurt in there. So you're getting a little bit more health benefits because the Greek yogurt, you know, of course, has the good for you bacteria and that kind of thing. Now, you feel free to add as little or as much mayonnaise as you like. I am not a person that likes my salads swimming in dressing. But if you like a little more mayonnaise, feel free to add a little bit more. I'm just going to stir this together and get this in the refrigerator because this needs to chill for a couple of hours. I'm going to stir in some pecans, about half a cup of chopped pecans, and just get this in the refrigerator. And when I come back, we're going to make that pasta salad. I'll be back in. All righty, now our cornbread salad is chilling in the refrigerator, and we're going to get started on our black bean and pasta salad. And I have 1 can of black beans that I have drained, and I've actually rinsed these to get off that starchy coating. And I'm just going to set that aside for a minute. Let's make the dressing. In here I've got about half a cup of olive oil. And I want about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, it just depends on how juicy your lemons are, whether you're going to need 1 or 2. And this one's pretty juicy. But I like a little tang to my dressings. I really do. Remember, if you use one of these, which I love, and I highly recommend you get one, put it cut side down, and then just squeeze it. And it gets all the juice out. But if you're going to zest it, you need to zest it first. I think that's probably good. I don't think we're going to need that extra lemon. Then we're going to add a couple of tablespoons. Now, I like the coarse-grained Dijon mustard, but you add whatever, you know, if you like the plain Dijon, then that's fine. I just happen to really like that coarse-grained mustard better myself. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. About a teaspoon, and some pepper, making the dressing first here. And I'm going to add some fresh dill. If you can't find fresh dill, which you usually can in the produce department in these little containers, you could use dried dill. It's not as good, but it's still, you know, it's okay. Not many herbs dry well, but dill is one that does do okay. Fresh is better, though. I love dill. And remember, we always just chop it and then put your knife on the board. And then put that in the dressing. Whisk that together and just let that set, just set it aside for a minute. Now, we've got some leftover chicken, you know, about a cup, cup and a half, something like that. If you have leftover chicken, this is, or turkey, you could even do this with turkey. This is a wonderful recipe to do with leftovers. If you don't, and you just want to make this salad, you can either poach a couple of chicken breasts or buy a rotisserie chicken. I'm telling you, those little rotisserie chickens in the grocery store are a bargain. They are good, and you honestly can't buy a chicken and cook it in the oven for less money than you can buy those little rotisserie chickens. I use them all the time for different things. And the flavor from the fire that they cook on is just divine. Going to add that to our salad. Now this is a main dish salad. So we're going to add a lot of veggies to it. Going to add some tomato wedges. We'll chop these up and we'll set them aside and do them last. I'm just going to cut it in half. Again, I'm using Roma tomatoes. I'm just going to cut it in thinner wedges. Just looks pretty. Come on, you. You're going to go in the salad. See how the Roma tomatoes have less, I'm working backwards off these cameras, the little seeds, it just has more of a meaty texture to them. And when you can't get really, now in the summer if you've got garden fresh tomatoes, there's no question about it, use those. But in the winter, when you really have a hard time finding really good ripe tomatoes, the Romas are usually very good. We're going to add some purple cabbage. Now, I'm not going to shred this by hand. If you wanted to, you could. This is one of my most favorite vegetables ever. I adore red cabbage. And you want, oh, I don't know, maybe, a cup. I'm going to do mine in my food processor, so I'm going to cut it. I've got my, let me show you, the slicer blade in this one. Most of them are like this. Notice one side has the bigger holes and the other side has the smaller holes. I want the bigger holes, so that's the side you want up. And then lock that in place. Put one of your wedges of cabbage in there and then just push it down. Put another wedge in there, or you can slice it by hand if you want to. And then finally, that might be a little fat. Let's trim off just a hair. And you're done. That was so fast and so quick and so easy. And you will sometimes have some bigger pieces up here. And what I do is just take those out and just chop them a little bit by hand. By all means, if you want to do that by hand, you can. If you don't have a food processor, then you can, just grate it by hand, which would be fine. I can show you how to do that on that little piece if you like. But this is just so much quicker. I think that's probably enough. That will make an excellent little snack. If you want to, you could just chop it into a piece and then just take a knife and finally do it. If you wanted to do it that way, you could. It's up to you. And then 1 red pepper. This one's a boy, by the way. Red peppers I find are a little sweeter than the green pepper, and I love them. They are my favorite. I love them roasted and I love them raw. And this is a good way to get veggies in your diet. And God made our food different colors for a reason. The different colors have different vitamins and minerals and nutrients in them. And so as I tell my kids all the time, from the time they were little, you eat the rainbow, meaning you eat different colors of food. You've got green, we're going to serve it over some lettuce. We've got red, we've got purple. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful salad. If you wanted to add some shredded orange carrots, you could, and you could add some green celery in there. That would be good, or some cucumber. Really, you could make this your own. And that's it, except for the dressing. Let's stir it up here. Look how good that looks, and it's so pretty. Now the cabbage will turn that pasta colored a little bit if you have to keep it like overnight, but it's probably not going to last that long. You're going to eat this up. And then pour your dressing over it. and then stir it all together. And what I like to do is line a plate with some lettuce. Look how beautiful that is. No mayonnaise, strictly a vinaigrette. And then I like to serve it over some lettuce. It just makes it so pretty. And then, don't forget your tomatoes. And then you can just put your tomato wedges on the side. And there you go. You have a delicious, delicious lunch or dinner. You know, on a hot summer night, this would just be the perfect dinner because it's easy. There's really no cooking involved except for cooking your pasta. Very good, very healthy, and just absolutely delicious. So I'm going to clean this up, and when I come back, we're going to make our fresh broccoli salad, and then we'll bring them all out here together. Alrighty, now our final salad is a fresh broccoli salad. Now in this bowl, I just took some fresh heads of broccoli and cut off the little, the florets. Save those stalks, this part, this is delicious. Peel just a little bit and then either steamed or roasted, wonderful. Actually, I prefer the stalks to this, but for the salad, we want to have that. Then we're gonna add a little bit of tomato. You can either cut it into wedges or cut it into little bite-sized pieces, whatever you wanna do. Tomato seems to be the theme of the day, tomato and peppers. Let's add our tomato to that. Then some green olives. These are whole, so I'm gonna just kind of chop them. If you don't like olives, leave them out. I love olives. I like all kinds of olives. Black, green, Kalamata, Greek, oil cured, you name it, I like them. Little bit of green pepper. I don't wanna add too much green pepper. Just gonna add a little bit, just for a little bit of flavor and crunch. Different textures. You've got the soft olives, the soft tomato. We want to have a little crunch. For that, we're going to also add this is 1 can of sliced water chestnuts. And I'm just going to slice through those to make them a little smaller. I don't think I need this whole can. I love these in a salad. I love them in stir fry. They don't really have a whole lot of flavor. They just add a whole lot of crunch. We'll just set that to the side for the moment. And that's it for your salad ingredients. Then, to make it simple, we're just gonna purchase some Italian dressing and just, take the lid off, the little thingy. Italian is one dressing I do buy occasionally. I do like it. And then just, about half a cup or so. You could use the fat-free. You could really use any kind of dressing you like, really, whatever you like in your salads. A little salt, not too much because the dressing does have salt in it. And that's it, friends. Except before we serve it, we're gonna sprinkle with a little bit of sunflower seeds. Toss it all together. Clean hands, cook's best friend and best tool. And there you go. I'll sprinkle just a few more of those water chestnuts over top. And then right before you serve it, Sprinkle it with some sunflower seeds. You could also add some dried cranberries if you wanted to, like the craisins. Oh, I love those in my salads. And there you go. There are 3 easy salad recipes. I like to serve cornbread salad in the trifle dish because I think it just looks so pretty like that. These are better if you chill them for like 2 hours before you serve all of them. So we've got our wonderful cornbread salad, our delicious pasta and chicken and black bean salad served over some lettuce leaves, and then our wonderful fresh broccoli salad. This one in particular, the chicken with the pasta is a main dish. You've got your vegetables, you've got your protein, you've got your carbs, you've got everything you could possibly want to eat in there. What a delicious dinner. Add, maybe a piece of good hunk of bread or something. Then we've got our delicious little broccoli salad and our cornbread salad for any night of the week. Try these recipes, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Manna.
Thank you for watching Everyday Manna with Lisa. This program is made possible by viewers like you. Your support is continually needed to keep Christian programming on the air. Please send your best financial gift to Living Faith Television in care of Everyday Manna, P.O. Box 1867, Abingdon, Virginia 24212.